Over 2 million job opportunities across agriculture, services, and technology, for instance, have been created by small and medium enterprises, and 718 businesses have started as of today. The East African Business Council, Private Sector Foundation, Global Audit and Tax Giant RSM, plus Uganda Investment Authority are now working out means to effectively exploit cross-section production, enhance business involvement and prosperity through trade and investment, with the SME sector still involved.
What are those sectors that we have enormous potential? We'll be looking at a number of sectors where the region has both comparative and competitive advantage. Agriculture and agro-processing has been one of the sectors that has been identified. Two, the region is leading in terms of financial services, and that's why the banks are very keen to share their experience in terms of financial services. We've been also looking at the region repositioning itself in terms of pharmaceutical related products. We'll be looking at the transport and the logistics, and also automotive sector that is also creating enormous jobs.
The ratio of Uganda's public expenditure to gross development product is rated at 21% as of last year, and the broader tax base is a major consideration by the Revenue Authority. Global Audit, Tax, Risk Advisory and Consultation Entity, RSM, has in a similar development partnered with the East African Business Council to extend expert services to the growing private sector in face of the evolving compliance demands to the regional tax regime.
You must be a compliant taxpayer. Educate yourself in what is required, particularly in where you lie. We have the presumptive tax for the small taxpayer. That also is there, but how many people know that? Very few know that. So let's first educate ourselves on what the regime and where you lie. Get yourself a tax consultant who will help you navigate the questions with respect to taxes. I do acknowledge that the taxes are high, particularly now that the digital economy is now beginning to take root in the country with the advent of technology. And of course, it's unfortunate that the taxes are heading that way, especially where our youth have been innovative in starting their businesses in those areas. So I do empathize with that.
Emmanuel Wusulwa, a startup holder with School X that specifically targets digital administrative services to schools, admits the need for adequate capitalization, but with emphasis on special target sectors for innovation, despite underlying challenges.
Capital is available, but we just don't know how to actually reach it. The entities that are giving out capital maybe are too locked up in a certain sector. Right now, you find that most of the capital, a big percentage of it, more than maybe 60% of it, is going towards people in the energy sector, agribusiness, agro-processing, things like that. So when you come up with a service, you're not recognized. For example, some of us who are innovating in education, no one is looking into it. But if you innovate in health, everyone is like, oh my goodness, we need some of that. So also the sector in which you're innovating is key. It matters. So some sectors are blessed. Energy, renewable, sustainability, things like that are now thriving. Even health is doing well.
According to Uganda Investment Authority, government is dedicated to enforcing skills among youth with provisions such as Uganda Industrial Research Institute on course and incubation centers, for instance. The move intends to emphasize youth and women-led businesses to thrive.
We've heard about the business incubation centers. You know about the Uganda Industrial Research Institute. So I believe that youth in the region, I will not speak only for Uganda, and also women, should take advantage of all these initiatives. Uganda Investment Authority is not waiting for you at the end of the road. We are waiting for you right from the start.
Inclusive policies for SMEs, supportive infrastructure, market awareness, and preparedness remain among the key elements for investment growth and uptake of numerous market openings, such as the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Ivan Tibenkana, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.